Ka-chow!
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. It's been a
Okay, so before we get started with everything, just wanted to have a couple notes for everybody. The house is on a well system, so guys, we have porta potties along the side. Ladies, if you have to use the restrooms up in the house, use them, of course, whenever you need. But guys, if we can try to use the porta potties along the side, that would be helpful. I'm going to hand it over to Pastor Jason here. We're going to talk about the sand ceremony that Jacob and Ellie want to do. So without further ado, here we go.
So Jacob and Elliana, on their first date at a beach, and they went back and they gathered some sand. And they wanted to put this sand together in unity. And as we spoke about it, these containers of sand from the beach of your first date represent your separate lives, your separate families, and everything that you were before you made your vows today. But by blending this sand today, you recognize that your lives will be joined together. Just like these grains of sand can never be separated, so shall your love for each other and the love of your family that is united with you.
You're the best man there. Alright.
We're gonna pass it off to
Go to Josh.
Oh, for the
Yep.
parents?
Maybe
For,
Josh
oh,
first?
for Josh?
unless he's not out here.
He's in the restroom. He's
Oh, no, he's
making
right
his
there.
way back.
He's right there.
Josh.
He's gonna set the precedence.
Closer, Stephen.
No, on the microphone.
Oh,
Up first.
So today, I felt very honored giving my daughter's hand away to Jacob. I remember the first time I met Jacob, and he had a big old smile on his face, and it was kind of hard for me with him looking down at me, smiling. And I wasn't too sure of him, and I think he wasn't too sure of me. But over the years, you know, Jacob is a great kid, and I know that no matter what, he will always look after my daughter and his family. And during the wedding, Jason said, my brother Jason said, not only today is a marriage between Jacob and Ellie, but it's a union of two families.
And I feel really blessed to be a part of your guys' family too. It's pretty amazing how everyone worked together to make this happen. And that's what family's about, is doing what it takes to stick together and make stuff happen, thick and thin. Ellie, you were so beautiful today. Jacob, you were handsome. Some of the vows that my daughter read to Jacob, I've seen that in him over the years, and how much he cares about people and tries to make people feel good no matter what. And you know, at certain times in my life, he's been a pretty bright light for me. He's told me he loves me several times, and I never really imagined that a 6'7", 275-pound guy would tell me he loved me more than once. I mean, one time, but I've had a lot of people ask me, but Ellie's my firstborn, my baby. I'm the baby of my family. I never like to be called the baby, but I know I'm the baby now. Ellie, you'll always be my baby. I wish you guys the best, and I'm proud of you both, and I love you both. And I'm super excited to see your guys' future. You guys did it the right way. Continue doing it the right way. I love you both. Love you.
Who is it? Steven? You're up?
Oh, God, it is me. All right.
Now she can't remember my drink.
Hello. I love you, Marcy. I love you too, Colton.
I love you, Marcy.
I love you too, Josh. That hasn't always been easy, but I do love you. Welcome. For those of you who do not know me, most of you think I'm Ellie's older sister, but I'm her mother. I am not as gifted as Josh with the gift of gab, and I couldn't just wing a speech, so I had to prepare one, so bear with me. And I think I'll keep my glasses on because there'll be many tears flowing down my face. Ellie. Ellie was a gift that Josh and I welcomed very early on in life. And I have been blessed by you for the past 21 years, 10 months, and 3 days. Being a young mom was not easy, but you are the reason that I am who I am today. You have been my greatest teacher and my best friend. Over the last 21 years, 10 months, and 3 days, I've watched Ellie grow from a very spirited little girl that carried a very quiet strength that seemed far beyond her years into a very confident, compassionate, and fiercely loyal young woman that I could not be more proud of. Ellie made being your mom very easy, and I hope that you know that you have been and always will be one of the greatest joys of my life. Jacob. You were also a gift that came into our life pretty early on. And I have known you for just a little, about maybe 7 years. As I thought over the memories of you, much like everybody has kind of talked about today, it always goes back to the first. I'm a big proponent of first impressions, and the first time I met Jacob was the first time they were able to go together on a date. Ellie wanted to have a birthday party. It was her 15th birthday, and she asked if she could have a co-ed party at the beach. Josh and I, being pretty young parents, know what young kids do, and we said, sure, you can have a party, okay, but mom and dad will be there. I promised we would watch from a distance to try not to embarrass her. Her dad swore if she was going to have a party, so was he, so we would not watch from a distance. She scoffed at the idea, but begrudgingly agreed, since having a social life when you're 15 is pretty important. As I watched and saw some familiar faces, I also saw one that was new to me. A smiling, happy one. One that I knew really liked my daughter. Now, liking my daughter is one thing, but dating her and navigating her father is another. As predicted, we didn't maintain our distance, and soon enough we found ourselves in her birthday group. I tried not to embarrass her, tried to keep her brother also from embarrassing her, so she could have somewhat of that social life. As Josh sat there, eyeballing every young man in the group to try to figure out the intentions. Most of them wouldn't look at us, let alone talk to us, but not Jacob. Jacob made his way right over to us, struck up a conversation, and immediately you melted our hearts. Jacob, there are people who carry a certain aura to them. They light up a room when they walk in, and you are one of those people. You're a gentle soul, a kind heart. Your dedication and unconditional love for my daughter is something that I have been truly blessed to watch over these past 7 years. Elliana and Jacob, you two have a love that is unwavered and has stood the test of time. I pray you will always find each other when you feel lost. You will always lean on each other when life is hard. And you will continue to love each other unconditionally and have eternal happiness.
It's you.
I guess I'll have to. You should have just called me.
Well now, I'm completely unprepared for this. But I think I'll keep my glasses on too. Jacob and Ellie. It almost seems like I've hardly ever known Jacob without Ellie. It's just, I mean, it just seems like forever. But I still do remember when first time he brought Ellie to the house. And I was thinking, all right, what's this about? So we sat down and played cribbage. And I was not a very friendly cribbage player at the time. And it was probably months before Ellie would even talk to me again. And thank you for getting over that. But everything that has been said today about Jacob and Ellie is extremely true. They are two of a kind. I mean, Jacob has that. He walks into a room and he changes the room. And Ellie does exactly the same thing. And when they both walk in together, they look at each other before they change the room. And that is pretty impressive. And that's why I think this is such a special day. And I love you both, and welcome to the family, Ellie.
Cameron, do you want me to kill that rooster?
I had to keep it short.
You want me to ring its neck?
Oh my god.
Did you get that on film? Hey,
I got my own phone.
you might have to edit that part out, Stephen.
Is this on? Yes, it is.
Somebody throw the
Well, I
rooster.
hope you didn't record mine.
Ring its neck.
It's crowing to the other one.
Well, you know what they say, the second son, make all your mistakes with the first. Sorry. This time I actually have a prepared speech. So, Jacob and Ellie were high school sweethearts, and my first memory of hoping these two would stay together was actually during the school football season. And it actually had nothing to do with them. It was my first meeting with Noah. So I was making my way down the bleacher stands with Dennis. It was pre-game, and I had overheard someone say, I think that's Jacob's mom. And it's not uncommon to hear, since, you know, my boys were both starters for the North Bend football team. Go Dogs. So when we got to our spot, this young boy, he was about 5 or 6, he came running along the bleachers above us, and he stopped and he said, hi, Dennis. And then he asked me excitedly if I was Jacob's mom. And when I said yes, he looked and his shoulders went down. He goes, I'm so glad because I just love your son. And then he totally surprised me. He just spontaneously jumped in my arms, gave me a great big hug. And then he jumped back, grinned, and said, nice to meet you. I gotta go back and see my mom and dad. And he took off down the bleachers. And that was such a heartfelt greeting. I looked at Dennis and I said, who was that? And he laughed and he said, well, that was Noah, Ellie's little brother. And that's when I looked at Dennis and I said, well, if that's Ellie's brother, then I really, really, really hope this relationship lasts, or there will be more than a pair of broken hearts. So, and last, it did. I watched two teenagers navigate high school together, the ups and downs of sports, football to softball, winning and losing, homecoming dances, proms, keeping grades up while navigating employment, first jobs, job schedules, sports schedules, recruiting. Then it was college, and I saw my son navigate the first year away and reassure Ellie with his intentions by giving her a promise ring when he went off. And then she finished high school, he left while she was going to finish high school. It seemed that it was well, but that, of course, was the end of 2019 and the start of 2020. The beginning of the year looked good, and you had a son on scholarship, and then COVID hit. Quarantine, allowed students to come home, but on risk of losing scholarships if they broke quarantine, and then tragedy struck, and they lost a good friend and a teammate. Nellie's class then went on to be online for a while, and then they had to graduate without a school ceremony. There were so many things the senior wants that didn't happen. So this couple persevered through all of that. And then they attended different colleges. They had schedules. More events happened. But what I watched as a parent was I watched them manage them together. And those type of circumstances, they might have broken them apart because they are overwhelming. But I watched these two grow up quickly, but most importantly, I watched you grow together. So my heart is full because I love how well the two of you support one another. I look forward to your future. And I'm going to end with a poem that a friend sent me because it seems appropriate for the two of you. And it is called a wedding poem, but it's by Whitney Hansen. And if you haven't heard it, it goes like this. They say that sometimes love starts with a spark, and that might be true. But if I were to wish you a love, I wouldn't wish fire for you. You see, fire is powerful, it burns bright, and then it's gone. It's beautiful and warm, but it doesn't last long. So instead of wishing you a love that burns, I wish you a love like a river, twists and turns, it changes and it flows. It is powerful and free, but it consistently finds its way back to the sea. And so, like the water, I hope your love is ever growing, ever changing, and I hope your love is powerful and free. May you always find each other like the river finds the sea.
Best man, best.
Atta boy, Daniel. You're looking good, buddy.
All right, hi everyone. I'm Dan. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jacob's older brother / tormentor for the first 12 years of his life. And I was also the best man for their wedding. A lot of you probably didn't know this, but Jacob struggled a lot when he first got into school. It took a lot of extra effort for him to catch up with everyone, to be proficient reading and math and everything. But as most of you do know, Jacob is very persistent, or what I like to call stubborn. He would sit down every day after school, before we played video games, before we rode bikes, and he would do his homework every day without fault. It became an obsession, and he worked every day for it until he surpassed most of his classmates and finished as a valedictorian. High school came around, and I'll never forget the day that my dad sat me down and asked me to look out for him. He was nervous for football and wanted me to kind of help him out as he came along. Little did my dad know that I took that as take the freshmen to all the junior parties and get into all the shenanigans and everything. But his obsession switched over from school to football. He never missed a practice. He never missed weights, voluntary things. He was there for everything. And that dedication paid off. He was the first sophomore to start on an undefeated state championship football team, receive a full ride scholarship to Oregon State, and become one of arguably the best football players to ever come through North Bend High School. Over the span of high school, Jacob and I became best friends. We weren't at first. Over the long car rides and getting to know each other closer and stop fighting all the time, we really formed a bond. He would still do his homework every day. He would still never miss weights. But I noticed another change. He started texting this girl, Ellie, or Ellard as I like to call her. And just like that, everything Jacob has dedicated his life to, his dedication is paid off. We would not be sitting here today if it wasn't for the dedication that Jacob has to Ellie. His devotion to this girl has brought an amazing young woman into our family and brought everyone here today. Ellie has been the little sister I've never had for the last 7 years of my life. Your unwavering support to my brother and your willingness to put up with his stubbornness made me know that you guys were meant for each other from the beginning. Ellie, I'm so excited to have you as a part of our family. You know you always have a big brother in me if you ever need anything. Jacob, I'm so proud of the man that you've become. Trust in the dedication that has brought you here so far. And your success isn't even the tip of the iceberg. I love you guys, and welcome to the family, Ellie.
All right, yeah, I did go last. This is so awesome. All right. Okay. First off, I want to thank you all for coming to support the amazing bride and groom. It's been an honor standing here beside both of you today as one of your chapters of your stories come to a close and the next begins. For those who don't know me, I'm Ellie's best friend, and Honestly, it's hard to put into words what my friendship with Ellie has meant to me over these years. Oh, man. When I look back at my life, I honestly can't imagine it without her by my side. I didn't think I'd cry this fast. Wow. Okay. Even though I'm 18 days older than her and we aren't related, I often look at Ellie as my big sister. When we were kids, she taught me how to cook, dyed my hair for the first time, introduced me to makeup, and even showed me my first scary movies that we definitely should not have been watching at that age. She even tried to get me to play sports with her, which resulted in me getting smacked in the face with a softball. I think we knew from that moment you were going to be the sporty one. During high school, Ellie was always by my side. We shared most of our classes, like English, that we would honestly skip a lot to just gossip and get coffee. We also went on daily McDonald's lunch runs, experienced homecoming, prom, graduation together. Then we moved to Corvallis, where she eventually introduced me to my soon-to-be husband. All that being said, Ellie and I have made some of the best memories together that we still laugh and talk about to this day, and we'll probably continue to talk about till we're 85. Ellie's my go-to person for advice, and she's probably been waiting her whole life to hear this, but she's always right. Even when I don't want her to be. And more than anything, Ellie has been my #1 supporter, and I truly wouldn't be the person I am today without you. Ellie, there aren't enough words to capture who you are as a person. You're strong, spontaneous, loyal, and passionate. You stand up for yourself and the ones you love. And I'm so lucky to be your best friend. Thank you for always being you. Over the past years, I've witnessed the joy that Jacob brings into Ellie's life every day. No one can make her smile the way he does. Jacob, I'm so happy to know that my best friend has found true love and compassion in you. And I can't wait to see the life you two continue to build together as husband and wife. As you start this new chapter, remember to always be kind to each other and compromise, which we all really means do exactly what Ellie says. So laugh off the arguments and to never go to bed angry. I'm so excited for your journey and to celebrate the both of you tonight. And I feel very honored to be the one to ask everyone to raise a glass. All right. And cheers to Ellie and Jacob. I wish you both a life filled with happiness, love, and laughter.
That research, I think it worked my head.
Can I tell one story?
Yeah, do it.
This is the open mic part, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets better from here.
Is this where I can rap?
No.
Different type of open mic?
Yes. Do it. I wish I had wingtips like Josh.
Oh.
I just heard my daughter say, God. Dad's got the money. Kind of break the ice a little bit. A couple funny stories about Jacob. There was 2 times I asked him to call his mom. One was about 7 years ago, and he looked at me. He said, Josh, really? I said, yes, Jacob, really. Call your mom. And to make things light, a couple days ago, Jacob and I were trying to tap a cake. And before that, he showed up in a U-Haul with the cake, with no tap. And I said, where's the tap, Jacob? He said, my mom's got it. I said, call your mom. So he called his mom, and I put my hand out to take the phone. He kind of looked at me. He said, yes, Jacob, give me the phone. Very blessed. You guys are beautiful. You guys are going to make a great life together, and we're going to look forward to the future. Thank you.
Say hi to Uncle Jacob.
Say hi, Jake.
Can you say hi?
So let the party begin.
You dropped the mic.
Don't let him just have it.
You can have it. Oh, thank you, Colton.
Thank you.
You're a good boy.
dance off?
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. No, he's risen him up. Oh! Oh, you won that battle, bro. I'm waiting.
Yeah, that's it.